If you know anything about me, you know I love the paranormal. I love horror movies, and that is what I do really on a daily basis. That's the only thing I do for myself. So when I heard about this ghost tour, and it's right here at home, I knew that I had to go check it out. It is Prit Ghost Tours, the owners of that company, here with us today. Jackie Sarton, Rick Sarton. I haven't seen you since our ghost tour.
I know. We're glad to see you.
Good to see you. Now, first, if you're looking at Jackie like, okay, what's she doing? You've got to explain why you're dressed the way you are.
I'm dressed the way I am as a type of object that possibly would cause spirits to be attracted to me or to our group, not in a bad way, but in a nice way, so that on our tours we might be able to have some type of activity.
Now, when I got a chance to go on the tour, we did have the meter that we have. What's that called? Jack, what's that, the little meter we were holding?
It was an EMF meter.
And I know this stuff. I know this stuff. I couldn't think of EMF meter, which kind of just basically registers electricity or magnetic fields
right.
in the air. And we walked past some of the place that Jackie and Rick will tell you about that history, and we got a little movements. Now, for me, we didn't really see anything that night.
No.
But the most exciting thing ever was the history that you share about Indiana. I consider Indiana home, too, that I never knew. You all share so much history. How did you gather that all together?
We did a lot of research in the library in Floyd County. We found a lot of information in periodicals, old newspapers, and that type of thing. Some headlines were very sensational, some were just common everyday stuff like you would see happening today, but that's where we gleaned most of our information.
I have to say that was the best part ever. They had me riveted. And Jack, Rick, for you, I have to say that we got to one part of the tour, and we were, my tour group, we were having a ball and laughing and asking questions and all that. You allow that. But we got to one part of the tour where you said, okay, hold up. I need to tell you how serious I am about this area. And that was the soldiers.
Yes, I'm retired military myself. I was an airborne soldier in the military. And there are many times that spirits that we pick up are military. And that's when I asked everyone in the group to be very respectful, not to call spirits out by any means, to always be respectful, because they're people just like we are. They're just not in a body
dimension?
anymore.
Yeah.
They're energy, and they're not in their physical body anymore. But it's just like if you would meet another soldier on the street.
Yeah, you were very serious about that. We couldn't goof off then. Do you ever have people who just look at you and go, okay, they've lost it?
You know, that's not what the tour is about. The tour is about learning the history.
That was the best for me.
And that's how we really got into this. We took our first tour in St. Augustine, and it was such a great history lesson. We got really, really involved. And at that time, I didn't believe in spirits at all.
You didn't believe?
No, ma'am.
And look at you now. What made you believe? What took it over that point for you?
Well, I have an engineering background. I'm very analytical, and that's what I specialize in. I'm a reliability professional. And when I set the equipment up, I couldn't believe I was actually getting voices. I was seeing energy spikes. I used infrared technologies to find cold spots, and the evidence was just overwhelming.
Now, I'm not asking you about any of the ghosts on your tour, because number one, it is honestly amazing just hearing the history about what happened over on the Indiana streets, because you got to go to the tour. That's the reason why I'm not asking you, because you can tell all the history over there, the Culbertson House, all of that. I didn't know any of the information that you all told me, which floored me, because I pride myself on knowing my hometown. What are some of the things that you haven't seen, not on your tour, but just that made you, like the ghost stories that you've seen in other places?
I would say in St. Augustine, we took a ghost tour there over 10 years ago, and we went to the fort there on the beach, and the stories of the Indian head that appears on the wall. We never saw that, but just the intrigue of, you know, did that really happen? How did that happen? And then the stories from the cemeteries of different paranormal activity that happened in those cemeteries, and it just piqued our interest, and we began to study more, and from that we just built our business, and the more inquisitive we were, the more we studied, and it has been a very interesting journey to get where we are today.
Well, I have to say it was extremely exciting for me. It's paranormal research, investigation, and tours. Ghost and Spirit Walking Tour, New Albany. Saturday nights you're there in June?
In June, every Saturday night, beginning at 8:30. And we don't give a time limit on the tour. It just depends on how interactive things are that evening.
Yeah, because you can't rush a ghost for sure.
That's right.
It's right at East 5th Street and Main Street, New Albany, there next to the Army tank at the VFW post, 3281. $15, 10 and under are free. And basically, what time do you all meet out there?
We meet at 8:15. We start having people check in at that time. They've usually registered and paid PayPal online, and we begin checking them in at 8:15. We begin the tour at 8:30.
There's the online, pritlc.com. You all talk about the Culbertson mansion, his wives that he had, their wives, and there's some stories there. I remember the gentleman who, I think his wife may have been cheating, and there was a shooting there on one of the streets. Am I remembering that right? You've got to hear the story. The favorite part of what you do is what?
Goodness, there's so much that I enjoy about it. I think that I enjoy most of all being able to hear a voice that we have captured on one of our recorders and try to determine whether that is someone that is resting and trying to reach out to us, or if it's someone that needs help to travel on. And trying to discern those things is very interesting.
Well, I have to tell you, it was very interesting. Again, Prit, they will meet at East 5th Street and Main Street every Saturday in June. Every Saturday in June. Get your folks together and go have a great time. If anything else, you're going to learn so much history, it will surprise you. Thank you all for coming on, and I'll see you. I'll see you this June for sure. Coming up next, some wonderful dogs. They are looking for homes. It is grand golden retrievers. They're so sweet, and they're not from here. We'll tell you.